If somebody asks a question, like, have you used Facetune before?
That's true.
Just say what it is.
If you make a mistake online, it's there forever.
That they're commenting saying that I'm brave because I'm uploading a photo where I haven't edited it at all.
Hi, I'm Camilla Thurlow and welcome to Prime Video's Wilds Retreat. I'm here with the lovely Iconicakes and Charlotte Price to talk about something we love, loathe, but can't seem to live without: social media. So hello everyone, you ready for a chat about social media? So first question, do we get validation from Instagram likes and why?
Obviously, on a certain level, I think subconsciously everybody has that feeling of like, the likes matter,
Definitely,
right?
Yeah.
It matters more about how the audience has perceived like our content rather than the amount of likes or the amount of
Absolutely.
it has. Girls like at a very young age, it's kind of like it starts off being like, oh, let's look at the numbers. If this one did well, then you do this, instead of thinking, oh, what did I enjoy doing?
Especially because you started so young.
Yeah.
That makes it very difficult because, you know, you kind of get stuck into this pattern where this is the first thing that's giving you a sense of validation, and it's like a crazy rush. So like, whoa, I want this over and over. But I think like throughout time, we've learned how to actually have a good friendship with the people that follow us. And then when you like go and post something, you know, maybe it's a story, maybe it's a post, it stops mattering like about the likes.
I think when I first started posting online, I think it is hard to not compare yourself in every aspect, and with likes is quite a big thing, especially in the social media like industry as a job as well. So for me, I think it's taken again quite a lot of time, and it is a massive journey to get to a point where you're not constantly looking at numbers and focusing too much on that side of things, and you're just doing it because you enjoy it. But I think it can be especially hard for people growing up. And especially at school, there's a lot of peer pressure and friends are comparing to one another.
Totally, because I think, I mean, at all ages, but particularly when you're young, being part of the tribe, being part of what everyone is doing is really important. And so if what you put online doesn't get the same response as other people, you can feel quite there's the potential to feel isolated. How about filters and Facetune? Why do you think we or people use them?
Not everyone's gonna look absolutely drop dead stunning every second of every day, and sometimes you want to put on a little cute filter for your Instagram story and just feel good about yourself. That doesn't mean that I don't feel good without it. Just
It's a fine line though, you know.
I think it's the moment where your perception of you shouldn't change. You know, it's like when you start altering your reality.
I think for me, it became quite evident in the last year. Like I started posting online unfiltered things or content where I'm showing like just natural raw, my own natural raw self. And I think it's having younger siblings, younger people in my life that I've realised how much it's impacting the younger generation. And although it can make us feel confident and happy in ourselves, I think there is a line, like you said,
a fine line.
like where it starts, you're editing your body and you're not looking exactly like you are, and then it's becoming problematic and toxic for yourself, and then toxic for your audience or anyone else who's following you, your friends.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's sort of a knock-on effect, I think.
Definitely.
And the problem with the whole bravery thing as well, it's not even the people who comment that, it's because of filters and Facetune that they're commenting saying that I'm brave because I'm uploading a photo where I haven't edited it at all. It's come from people using filters that they're not used to seeing real life and reality.
Yeah, that brings us on nicely actually to the idea of, do we think that influencers or people with large followings should disclose if they've used something like Facetune, or if they've edited a photo? Should they disclose that within the caption?
I think
you shouldn't hide it.
You shouldn't hide it or like lie about it. You don't need to say it in every photo, I don't think. But if somebody asks a question like, have you used Facetune before?
That's true.
Just say what it is, because nobody's going to judge you.
If people ask, you say it, you know, but if no one asks, I don't think there needs to be an obligation. But then again, you are telling a lot of young girls that, you know, you look perfect when you might not. Really
it's a fine line, it's
If
tricky.
you're distorting something, I think that's when you need to be, I genuinely think it should be a thing where you have to disclose if you've used it to alter your body,
a crazy
or
extent for sure,
stopped you having pores on your face or something like that. I think there is some sort of moral thing with that. In a
With
way,
body,
like,
I do agree with you. With
Yeah.
makeup, I don't
Yeah.
mind that.
Sometimes I think the problem is that we all kind of, I would say that you're all really savvy with social media. And I think sometimes you're assuming that everyone's navigating social media with the same knowledge. Whereas there are some people who use social media who don't really understand what Facetune or editing and things are and see these images.
Especially if
and
you're new to it, yeah.
know, okay. Have you ever been trolled on social media? Why was it happening and how did you cope?
If we get a hate comment, we don't think that it's bad. We don't think that anything about the comment itself, because the person doesn't seem real to us. Because what type of person goes online to hate on somebody else? Instead, we're thinking, oh, our post has been seen by somebody who didn't want to see it.
And who doesn't follow us.
That means that that new people are watching our videos.
And that means it's on the explore page.
That's what our brain does.
Yeah, mine's kind of the opposite.
Mine's the opposite too, don't worry.
So I started maybe the past year posting a lot more raw content around body image, body positivity and body acceptance. And I think that does have quite a
Scary.
Yeah, scary,
Yeah.
and it targets me a lot because I'm doing something out of the normal. Like, not a lot of people are
But you're
doing
doing something
that
amazing
thing.
though.
That's the only thing that spurs me, that I'm trying to hopefully change other people's mindsets too. I think with dealing with it, I'm still learning. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I find it quite difficult because it's something out of my
hard.
comfort zone. And then when it gets like bashed, I do get a bit upset.
It's so personal to you. Like, that's a really personal thing to do, you know? So yeah, that's scary.
I think people write those negative comments without any kind of comprehension of the actual negativity they're bringing into someone's life. I don't get as much now, but definitely like a couple of years ago, I got huge amounts of negativity, mainly to my private inbox, where people who didn't know me wanted to still tell me quite a lot of negative things that actually were things that I thought about myself as well. And I think that's it. When they hit the nail on the head, that's when it's really hard not to take that on board. The people who are around you who know you really well, if you make sure that they're the important ones and it's their opinion that counts. The trolling becomes, it's never nice, but slightly more
It becomes
bearable.
insignificant.
Maybe something that I should be thinking about anyway, but as a 16-year-old, I think, you know, that's when you should be allowed to try
make
things
mistakes,
and make mistakes, exactly. And the internet, to borrow a phrase from Social Network, is written in ink. And so if you make a mistake online, it's there forever.
Exactly.
And so when you're young and you should be making mistakes,
Because that's
to
how
have
you learn.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
it's
And that's
like-
what makes you a great person. If you can make mistakes and learn from them, that's what builds you.
That's
into
what
a
growing up should
multidimensional-
be,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly, exactly. So now we're going to answer some questions that I believe were sent in by your fans. So first question, what has been the biggest impact of social media on your mental health? Charlotte, what do you
I think for the majority of time I've been posting on social media, I would say 99% positive.
Yeah.
And I think that it's helped me find my people, created an amazing community, and helped me just sort of build my own confidence as well in real life. Like, it's helped my real life people skills as well as posting online. The community and everything has been a massive positive impact on my mental health.
It's not just the community that you can create, it's the community that you can get involved in as well.
Yes.
And that is so fun. That's so fun to me. And it's like, especially on like TikTok and stuff, you can just like go down a rabbit hole where there'll be like interior design TikTok.
Oh,
Do you
I
know
love
how
interior
much
design
I've like
TikTok.
gotten
Oh
into
yeah, I
that?
love interior design
like,
TikTok.
or like fashion. They'll be like, oh yeah, let's all wear brown. Let's all wear sage this month. We're all going to be obsessed with
everyone
it.
does
And
it.
chunky jewelry. And then everyone's obsessed with it. And you see people on the street and you're like,
I can see you. I
see you. You look good. And I see you. I know where that's from.
But then I also think sometimes it's realizing what you have outside of social media as well, like having that have a positive impact on you, so that you also translates then into your real life too. Like you were saying, you might see someone walking down the street and you're like, I see you. Like,
Yeah.
how do you cope with FOMO?
Okay, this is such a good question because like I'm so bad at dealing with this, but I'm getting better over time. I cannot lie to you. I've been working through this lockdown, also because I don't think anyone did anything in the lockdown.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
it kind of helped with that, I guess. But I have to kind of take a step back most of the time and realize that who I am and what I'm doing is the most important thing in my life. So the moment that I start thinking about what they're doing and what their life is like, and I'm missing out on that, no, they're missing out on my life.
Exactly.
My life's
So
here.
true.
I'm doing whatever this is.
How do you think we can use social media so that it has a positive impact on mental health?
I think joining communities which are good for your brain, you know, like people that promote like body positivity, mental health, you know, being productive with your life. I personally like to follow people that, like, I don't know, like they're fun and they're like humans, but they're also informative.
I think don't be afraid to make your space positive for
Yeah,
you. Like honestly,
agreed.
if you're seeing things that are making you feel bad about yourself or you feel
Yeah,
toxic, then
agreed.
get rid of them and you won't see them. You can curate your own perfect Instagram feed.
Right?
Yeah.
You get to
Yeah.
make it yours. So true.
Thank you for watching this episode of The Wilds Retreat. Remember to tune into The Wilds on Amazon Prime Video, streaming now.
Sorry.